constructions. Today we're going to look at hexagons, equilateral triangle, and a pentagon. Your class opener. Draw a triangle and copy it by side angle side. Hexagons, equilateral triangles, and pentagons. Objectives. After studying this section, you'll be able to construct an inscribed hexagon, construct an inscribed equilateral triangle, and construct an inscribed pentagon. Okay. Draw a circle and inscribe a hexagon. The first thing I'm going to do is notice where my center of my circle is going to be. Then I'm going to create a circle. So point to my compass where I'm going to create my center, opening my circle up so it's not too small. And now I want to draw a circle and I want to inscribe a hexagon. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark off a starting point on my circle, and then from that location, without changing my compass, I'm just going to start marking going around the circle. And every time I make a mark, that's going to be the new place where I put the point of my compass. And I just keep going around the circle, and then hopefully by the time I get to the end, I'll get back to where I started. And trying to get the point as best I can. And if everything goes well, the last arc should meet right back up where you started. If you did that, you now have 6 equal sized pieces, and if you can just connect all of those intersections together, you should have a hexagon. Draw a circle and inscribe an equilateral triangle. If you can do the hexagon, a triangle is pretty easy. So I mark where the center of my circle is going to be. And I'm going to swing a circle. Doesn't matter how big it is. And similar to before, don't change the size of your compass. Mark off some spot to start and just start going around your circle, marking off the same way you did for a hexagon. And if everything goes well, you should end up right back where you started, just like before. And if you think about it, the hexagon has 6 sides, a triangle has only 3. So if you do the same method you did for the hexagon, but instead of connecting every single point together, you only connect every other point, you should end up with a triangle. So just start connecting, doesn't matter which ones. I'm going to connect every other one together. I'm just going to pick those 3. And if I do that, I end up with an equilateral triangle inscribed inside of a circle. Number 3, draw a circle and inscribe a pentagon. So I'm going to start by marking my center location and drawing a circle. I don't want the circle to be too small because it makes it sort of difficult to get all the constructions inside of the circle. I'll line this up. After I get a circle, I want to draw in the diameter. I know the diameter goes from any point on the circle through the center and extends over to the other side. I try to draw mine horizontally. You don't have to, but for me it just makes it a little bit easier. And that would be right about there. And make it a little bit easier to see where my center was. From this point, I want to draw the perpendicular bisector for this diameter. So I open my compass up to more than halfway. I swing an arc below, swing an arc above. Repeat the process from the other side. Now you readjust that. All right. The next thing I would like to do is find the center of this piece just going off to the right. So now I'm going to do the perpendicular bisector for that side. So similar to before, perpendicular bisector, I open my compass up so it's more than halfway. I swing an arc up above. I swing an arc down below. Repeat the process from the other side. And it looks like I was off just a little bit for this first one over here, so let me make that a little bit longer. Connecting those together then. So now I know that the center of the right side is right here. And the next thing I want to do is create a circle. And for this circle, I want the center of the circle to be at that point I just found. And I'm going to open up the marker portion to the center of the original circle. And I now have a smaller circle sort of off to the right side in the larger circle. The next thing, I'm going to draw in a line segment, and the segment is going to connect 2 points. It's going to connect the bottom center of the big circle, go through the center of this small circle. And there's 2 important pieces that I care about on this diagram. I now want to open up my compass from the bottom center of the big circle to these 2 locations and swing a larger arc. So, pointing my compass, bottom center of the large circle. I want to open up my compass to be the length to hit the near side of the circle. Once I have that distance, I want to mark the large circle to the right, and I also want to mark the large circle to the left. So over here on the big circle, I also want to make a mark. Now the second distance I want to measure is going to the far side of the small blue circle, and I want to do the same 2 things. I want to mark the large circle to the right. I want to mark the large circle to the left. From here, I'm almost done. The last thing is these 4 marks that I just made and the top center of the circle, I want to connect them together. So connecting together those pieces so you can look and see here you have a pentagon inscribed in a circle. And your closure. Pick any 2 constructions and describe how to do them. Show the constructions as well.